Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, like, share, follow, leave a comment. I actually have a question today.
Oh.
Yeah, because I thought about this in the middle of my sleep because I've been wanting to reread some books. Does that count towards your reading goal of the year?
Ooh.
Does rereading a book count towards your reading goal?
I don't know.
Yeah, leave
Does
a,
it matter how long ago it's been that you read the book, baby?
I don't know, maybe.
Or is there no stipulations on it? You're
Yeah.
reading a book.
Yeah, if you're rereading a book, does it count towards your goal? Yes, no, or just explain why.
Yeah.
Or what's
Explain your
your
thoughts.
rules? What's your thoughts on
How
it?
you count it.
Of course, leave it in the comment
All right.
wherever you listen or watch, because I'm
No.
kind of curious because I've been wanting to reread some books. So
I think I count it.
I think I would count. It's been a while since I've been
As long as it's not like, oh, I read this book. Close. I read this book again.
Oh, you mean like within the same year?
Yeah.
Or with it, give it a while. Let it
Yeah.
sit on the shelf. Let it get a little dusty. Then
Yeah.
reread
Then
it.
pull her out again. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
that's what I thought. I
I
was like,
think it counts. I think I would count it.
I think that's what I was like. I think I want to count this. Like I might read it faster than what I initially read it.
Right.
But I'm still gonna read the whole thing.
Now I want to know what book.
Oh, I was wanting to read through PC Cast, the
Is it that
Marked,
marked?
Haunted,
Those
whatever.
always drawn me in, but I've never read them.
I was wanting to reread all of them because I don't have all of them. So some of them, but I forgot majority of the story.
Right. So you're refreshing.
Yeah, I'm refreshing.
I think if it's been long enough that you're forgetting pieces of the story,
Yeah.
which honestly for me is the next week. But I think it should count.
Thank you. I was like, I want to reread because
I say that counts.
someone at work has read all of them, and she was like, "Oh, it's such a sad ending," and I was like, "I never finished it."
Now I have to finish.
And she was like, "Oh, because there's here again, it's 13 books or something.
Oh.
I've only got 6. I've only got half of them, and they're not in order."
Christmas.
Yeah. So, just thoughts on that. Post them in comments.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very interested to see what everybody says.
But how was your week?
It was really good. The boys were home, getting leveled out, kind of getting ready for school. We did the whole school supply stuff.
Fun.
I took a half vacation day and we ran off to Rock Island State Park.
Don't go to the Smokies. Go to some place. State of Tennessee.
I love the Smokies, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there are so many state parks around here.
That's free.
That's free, and they're gorgeous. I've not went to a single state park near us that I was like, ugh.
I've
never seen one. And we didn't even make it to the falls at
No.
Rock Island. We just went, they've got a little beach area that you can just walk out. The water was amazing.
They just always ask you to pick up your trash. You can bring your own, you can picnic.
Yeah, they had fire pits there. And we did a picnic lunch. We just walked down and it was amazing because we didn't even have when you go to a pool and stuff, kids typically need footballs or water guns or no, we skipped rocks. I mean, we
did
were
an old fashioned.
We were
free...
kicking it old school days,
Yeah.
and the kids loved it, and I did. We loved it too.
You unplugged,
and yeah, it was amazing. And then we checked out the If you ever check out Rock Island, you've got to stop at the Rock Island trolley. They have delicious ice cream, and it's so cute. They had it all decorated still for 4th of July.
Oh, did they?
It was really cute. Yeah, they had these adorable 4th of July gnomes on their fireplace. I almost took a picture for you.
I have a gnome obsession.
Yes, that is her character for her life. They say everybody has one. Yours is a gnome.
What is yours?
I don't know. Clutter, I guess. I love those little birds.
That also makes sense.
I don't have any, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The little stick legs,
yeah.
And some of them have top hats. I think that's deep down my character.
You don't have the space.
I haven't.
I haven't had the space.
I haven't had the space. Then the next day was Andy's birthday, so we let him pick what we did that night, and he wanted to go to the fair, which it was the county fair, but yeah, that was pretty much it. That was our week. And then we deep cleaned this weekend.
I was going to say,
Because it definitely needed it.
I didn't have anything exciting going on.
Other than you helped me deep clean.
No, I helped her deep clean a room. The boys were very happy with it.
Yes.
Because here again, little book nerds, they're like, I don't have any room on my bookshelf. And I'd be like, well, is there any books you want to get rid of? I know that's like a hard question.
Yeah.
But is there truly any books you want to get rid of? And you had one that was like, you see that second to the bottom shelf? It's like, yeah, everything from there down, get rid of all of it. And I went, well, okay, well, hold on. Let's actually look at it. Because, there some of the books were like some of those thin, like you couldn't read the title on the spine. And I went, well, hold on. And then he got to read in some of were like his comic books he really liked.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, are you wanting to throw those away? And he was like, oh, no. And now we don't throw them away. We donate them.
Yes.
Don't freak out.
Yes, that was a misspoke. A misspeak. You misspoke.
I misspoke. We'll figure this out in a second.
Misspeaked. I know it's not that one.
But, and then the other one was like, I want to keep every single book. And I was like, you've got duplicates. Are you wanting duplicates for a reason? Because I remember at one point he was like, yes, so that way I don't tear up my hardcover books when I pack
now
them.
that I get.
And so I asked him, I said, do you want to still keep your paper and hardcover? And then he went, no, because I want to get more books. And I went, okay, then you need to.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yeah, I said maybe one day.
Because it's not like they don't. I mean, they've both got, what, 4 shelf-high
So
bookshelves?
they've got a bookshelf that kind of comes up to about here. And there's 4 shelves. They're a little bit smaller shelves-wise, a little bit wider.
Yeah, they're longer.
They're longer.
Is what it is.
And then they've got a shelf they both kind of share.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
a joint.
I kind of tried to make that their media shelf because they're like, oh, who's headphones, who's cords, who this? And I'm like, here's a basket, put it in the basket. But yeah, so that was pretty much it. And then I had like some bad news about student teaching stuff, and things are not working in my favor. I mean, the mentor's just not, she's on vacay, so I can't.
She's still on vacation?
I checked my email constantly yesterday, and she has still not emailed me back with my questions. So
how long are they allowed to be on vacation?
I have no idea. Like, why would you be on vacation during the most important part of your job, which is applying kids to schools to student teach?
I feel like this is a very bad time of
Someone's
year
a very bad
vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe something drastic happened.
Maybe. Or she will be out of office.
We hope not,
but either way, that's something bad happened. Okay. So Sarah's got the book today. I made her because I was like,
buckle up.
They heard a lot from me the last 2 or 3 weeks again. I did finish a book. I do want to point out I did finish a book. I finished Assistant to the Villain. It was very cute.
Aww.
I'll have to do an episode on it. It was very cute. I want to find, hopefully, I can find the free version on Spotify of Apprentice to the Villain. Because it left you on a cliffhanger. I was like,
oh, no.
A cliffhanger. So I was like, well, we gotta find this. I'm excited. I'll have to do one.
Yeah. So I did an audiobook for this one. Which means I listened to it while I was at work. So it's going to be a little more sporadic than even my normal book. So buckle up, everybody.
We'll do our best.
But I will say it is a great book. I highly recommend it.
You were telling me about it a little while ago, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's called The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers and Alex Keister.
I love Ashley Flowers. She does Crime Junkie.
Yes. And I didn't know that until I just pulled up the synopsis. But yeah, she's the host of Crime Junkie. And apparently she had a book before this called All Good People Here, which I've seen that. I just didn't realize that was her. So, here's the synopsis. It's Nicole, also known as Nick, Moreau, is in a rut. At 24, she lives alone in a dinky apartment in her hometown of Mishawaka, Indiana. She's just gotten a DWI, and she works the same dead-end job she's been working since high school. A job she only has because her boss is a family friend and feels sorry for her. Everyone has felt sorry for her for the last 7 years, since the day her older sister Casey vanished without a trace. On the night Casey went missing, her car was found 100 miles from home. The driver's door was open and her purse was untouched in the seat next to it. The only real clue in her disappearance was Jules Connor, another young woman from the same area who disappeared in the same way 2 weeks earlier. But with so little for the police to go on, both their cases eventually went cold. Nick wants nothing more than to move on from her sister's disappearance and the state it's left her in. But then one day, Jules' sister, Jenna Connor, walks into her life and offers Nick something she hasn't felt in a long hope. I think that's supposed to be in a long time. Hope. What follows is a gripping tale of two sisters who will do anything to find their missing halves, even if it means destroying everything they've ever known. So you start out the book with Nick. It's her point of view. I think it's all from her point of view. See, okay, so I've already started another audiobook, and that's the problem. Because that one jumps point of views.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure this is all told
By Nick.
by Nick,
Gotcha.
if I'm remembering right. But you start out, you meet her, she's working at Fun Zone, I think it's called. It's
Oh,
like
good God.
yeah, she's worked there since high school. Like they said in the synopsis, it's owned by a family friend, and he's an older gentleman around their parents' age, and she's having to walk or ride her bike because she's lost her license, that kind of thing. And then Jenna seeks her out and is like, hey, I know your sister is Casey, and I have some new information that I found in my sister's diary.
Oh.
My sister, Jules. And she was like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't
want anything to do with this.
Yeah, because it's just, she feels it has completely derailed her life.
Wait. So the sister's been missing for 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. The Jules and Casey went missing 2 weeks apart.
Oh, okay.
But they have been missing for 7 years.
Okay.
So like life has gone on, and Nick has pretty much just come to realize that she's probably dead.
Yeah.
You know, obviously she wishes they would find her so they could get final closure.
Closure.
But she's pretty much like, her parents don't talk about it. Nobody talks about Casey.
That's so horrible.
Yeah, and that's reason why she's really not taking it well. She's just getting drunk. And so when Jenna comes up, it kind of takes her back, and she's like, I don't listen. I don't want to know. And then she was like, but seriously, I found something new. And she's like, what do you mean you found something new?
Yeah.
Like, it's been 7 years. And she's like, well, I got a hold of my sister's diary, and there's something in my sister's diary. And I think it's a lead. And since they think that these two cases are linked, she's like, I wanted to kind of compare notes between what I've found for my sister and your sister's life. So Nick was like, well, what was the new information? And Jenna was, I'm not going to tell you yet, because you might just be like, oh, that had nothing to do with Casey, and write me off. She says, so I want to get to know a little bit about Casey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So she was like, no. And she's like, I promise you, I will tell you this information, but I just want to make sure that, you know, you're going to give me something in return. Nick was running late for work, and so she was like, okay, fine. If you drive me to work, I'll talk to you. Because she's not got a license. And so she was like, okay, deal. So on the way to take her to work, they start talking. She starts asking her, like, where did Casey work when she was in high school and stuff like that. They find out that Casey worked at the record store, which was right beside the barbecue place that Jules worked at. And so they were like, well, maybe there's a connection there somehow or something. And so they're just spitballing. And you know, this goes on for a while. And she gets to work, and she's like, so are you going to tell me? And she's like, no, not yet. So Nick is getting like
A little
agitated,
peeved, yeah.
because she's like, what the heck? Like, are you ever gonna tell me? And it's really interesting because Nick is the younger sister of her sister group. So Casey was the oldest. Jules, the one that went missing, is the younger sister. So Jenna is her older sister. So you've still got an older sister, younger sister dynamic going on, because the opposites
Yeah.
went missing. So she She ends up being almost kind of like an older sister to her. They end up getting really close. And they're like working these things out. And finally, Jenna comes clean that there's nothing in Jules' diary. There's not even a diary. She just didn't think that Nick would talk to her without something. And Nick's like, no, I told you I didn't want to be drug into this. Like, I've given up. They're dead. It's been 7 years.
Well, Mai would be so mad. Because, there'd be that small kind
Yeah,
of part of
because she
you.
did start getting a little sliver of hope.
And then now it's, oh, just kidding. I
Yeah,
didn't know nothing. I just wanted to
Yeah.
talk to you.
pretty much is how that went. So Nick's feeling betrayed. She kind of distanced herself from her. And Jenna's like, please, like, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I know you wouldn't talk to me and all this stuff. And I mean, I get it, but I don't know.
I don't know if I could be that cold.
I don't know that I could bring myself to stoop to that. Because, like you said, it does, like, reinvigorate that hope.
Yeah.
That you once had. Because her and her sister were very close. Both sister groups were very close.
We have a theme, apparently,
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah. Casey practically, like, took care of Nicole or Nick. And you really don't get to find out just how much she took care of Nicole until the end. But like, she was super big sister. She was, like, always taking up for her sister and, like, getting her out of situations and, like...
Listen, if you're wondering about this sister dynamic, Sarah will fill out any paperwork I need filled out for me because I hate filling out paperwork because I overthink everything.
Yes, she does.
And I will just come over and clean her house.
Yes.
Or fist fight an adult for her. I mean...
Yeah, honestly, like, there's
time, like, we flip around. I
yeah,
think it's
like,
because
our dynamic is not like a
typical textbook.
older
Yeah.
sister, younger sister. Like, there's just, like
I
you
think-
said, we flip.
I think it's because I'm technically a middle child.
Maybe that's what throws us off.
Yeah, because we have a younger brother.
Well, and
He just doesn't live anywhere near us.
type B personality.
And I'm type A.
And she's type A. So there is a lot of times she is taken care of. Like, in a not, like, I don't, like, not taking care of me.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm the one running behind, dragging 15 bags, and she's been packed for
like
a
your
week.
church today.
Yeah.
Like your kid sneezed, and I just
Yes.
grabbed out some tissue.
Yes. You have always been that way. We go somewhere. I don't know if it's because I'm a boy mom or
Might be.
what, but, like, I never, like, when they were babies, I'd pack the house.
Yeah.
The house was packed. Everything was with us. Anything you needed. But once they got, like, mid-toddler age, other than, like, a snacks and some wipies, we were just free ranging out here, man. But, like, no, Aunt Stephanie always got the Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
She's got the Neosporin. She's got those tissues.
You got the
She's got the hand sanitizer. I mean, like, if you need something...
You need some
just...
Tums? You want some
Yeah,
Tums? I got the fruit
Tums.
kind you like.
Me, I'm like, we'll get some when we get home. So our dynamic is kind of all over the place, really, when it comes to it. But theirs is
typical.
Very textbook. Older sister, baby sister that is not responsible at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably some of it, too. We're both responsible. I've never had to, like, be like, what are you doing? Like, you've always done what you're supposed to do, too.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
There's been moments.
Everybody has their moments, though. So that really holds true in the story too.
Yeah.
The dynamics. And like the fact that Nick lost her older sister really plays out in the story too, because her life is a mess. I mean, and Jenna's isn't really. I mean, like, obviously she misses her sister and everything, and she's still trying to find where she is and stuff. But like, Nick is a wreck.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, she's lost her driver's license. She's still working her high school job.
Which, that would really suck if you're still working your...
Yeah.
I mean, unless you've got a good one. Like, don't get me wrong. People at McDonald's who are managers now, like, they make a
bank. Like, I mean, there's things that you can, like, work up in like that. Like, yeah. You work up. Or I've known some people who, like, started working at, like, the very base level of, like, Coke.
Yeah.
And now they're, like, Coca-Cola. And...
like when you work at the base level, slinging on a corner.
You sling them. in the beginning, and then before you know it, you're the kingpin.
Now you're at the top.
I
I
mean,
just wanted to make that clear.
it's kind of the same equivalent. I mean, you go from just bottling to you in the executive suite.
I mean, yeah, that happens.
But she's stuck. It sounds kind of like Chuck E. Cheese.
That's what,
To
when you
me,
said
honestly,
Fun Zone,
Fun Zone.
I've heard
It
of Fun Zone.
sounds along the lines of that. So
I think that was on Supernatural.
she's miserable. Yeah, isn't that the one where the clown is in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or one of the episodes with the clown in it.
Where Sam is terrified. That's what I always pictured too. Obviously, even though Nick is still upset with Jenna, it's reinvigorated the search.
Yeah.
So she continues to do a deep dive. She can't help it. She's now still back to that. I need answers. I need to know.
I think I would not be able to. I think I'd be one of those people that couldn't rest.
I don't think I'd be able to let it go.
I don't think I'm too much of a crime junkie myself.
Well, like,
I have to know.
where'd you go?
Yeah.
Like,
and then if I found that you were, I don't know, like even if you were just to run off and just go into hiding, I'd be like, hey, why?
right.
Could you at least sent me a postcard to be like, I'm alive?
Why couldn't you have I can keep a secret?
Yeah.
Or take me with you. You take care of me anyways. I mean, let's do this.
Yeah.
But so she's digging, and then eventually her and Jenna do combine forces again. Nick kind of forgives her, and they combine forces. I don't want to tell you guys a whole lot of details because in the beginning parts, there's not a whole lot of twist. I'm telling you though, the last 2 or 3 chapters.
Well, she's Astrally Flowers. She's heard of all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, you're just like, what?
I mean,
wow, that took a turn but I mean, it makes sense after you hear it. But you do find out, they discover that there's this skeevy guy that works at the barbecue place. So that's their main lead for a while. They just are gung-ho, know that he's involved.
Yeah.
And so they start talking to the detective again. That was on the case, Detective Wiley, I want to say. And Wiley's like, we've checked him out. He's good.
He's got an alibi.
I'm telling you, it's an alibi. So then you continue on, and they dig a little deeper, and Nick and Casey shared a car. So she was looking into the car and stuff, and she realized there was all these miles on the car that were unaccounted for.
Oh.
And she had no idea. And she was like, so where was Casey going? And she talks about towards the end, she was getting kind of weird. She's kind of standoffish. Then she got to where she didn't want to go out or do anything. And so she didn't really understand what was going on with her. And Jenna said that Jules was the same way.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking something's there. Well, that's why they're thinking, and then that leads them back to the barbecue guy. I can't remember his name. It's McConnell.
We'll just call him Barbecue Guy.
Barbecue guy is good for me. They even go and meet with him. He's real. Let's just be real. He's
not
real.
nice.
Is not a good guy, but he didn't do it. He's just skeevy. A lot of girls have, filed complaints on him and stuff. And even his ex-wife had a restraining order out against him. But it wasn't him. Nick continues to dig, and then she comes across some evidence, let's just put it that way, that Casey was having relations with the family friend that owns Fun Zone.
Ew.
That is their dad's best friend.
Ew. Groomer much?
Yes. So then, of course, she tells Jenna, and Jenna's like, oh my gosh, this has to be him. It is always dad's friend.
It's always dad's friends, and it's like...
Well, see, and that's what... This guy was there for them through
all
Casey.
The time?
Yeah, all the time.
That's gross.
They did vacations together.
That's weird.
And all this stuff. I mean, he was a married man. They didn't think anything of... And it didn't start until she was...
Older,
but I mean, still.
It's still a little creepy.
It was still a huge age gap, and I still don't think she was legal age. I can't remember.
Ew.
Okay.
Not brought to you by Alani, but if you could sponsor us, that would be fantastic.
I would love it.
That's what I'm shooting for? Books and Alani. Penguin Publishing House. Gallery Books. New American Library. St. Martin's Press. Pocket Books. Fiction.
I read a lot of Penguin's Publishing House, by the way. A lot of my audiobooks are all by the same people.
Yeah.
That Seinfeld and Garfunkel. It's not that, but it's something like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Simon and... Yeah. No, Simon and Garfunkel's the singers.
It's Simon and Garfunkel. I know who you're talking about. It's like brown, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's at the end of all of your audiobook, like all of them that I listen to, it seems like. Anyways, where was I at? Oh,
so sorry.
So she is in denial, first of all.
Yeah.
She's like, he's like an uncle to us. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no way. And Jenna's like, I think we need to confront him. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Listen
She's
here,
like,
Skeevy Steve.
He's done everything for us. He was there through her missing. He helped organize stuff, and there's just no way. And then finally she comes around and is like, okay. And she was like, he had alibis for everything.
Yeah.
And so...
Did the cops know about him?
No. The time of year that Jules went missing and that Casey went missing, during Jules, he always goes on an annual fishing trip with Casey and Nick's dad.
Oh, okay.
And then during Casey's, they're always at a family reunion.
Okay.
So Nick just knows that because he's always done it. So she's like, it's just no way. Well, Jenna's like, let's talk to your dad.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to meet to have a discussion with her dad at a time and everything. And Jenna doesn't show up. So she's a little freaked out by that.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
But she was like, okay, I'll go have dinner with my dad, which they don't have a really good relationship anymore. So it was a little awkward. But she has the dinner and whatnot, and she's talking to him, and she's talking about the family friend. I swear his name is Bill, but I don't know that. Fun Zone guy. So...
Doing great with names today.
I'm sorry. I guess it's because I don't, like, physically see him.
Yeah.
I think the fact that I don't see him.
You don't remember them. Yeah.
It doesn't stick. But she's just chatting him up, making small talk, whatever, and she doesn't want to, like, boldly come out and ask, like, hey, what was he doing during Casey's disappearance?
Yeah.
Because, first of all, he doesn't talk about Casey. So, like, that's going to shut down the conversations anyways.
Yeah.
And so she just makes mention, and she's like, hey, what about that annual fishing trip you went on? She's like, how long have y'all been doing that? And what, making small talk. And they said he'd been doing it since, like, Nick was little bitty.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, so every year. And he's like, yeah, every year. And she's like, okay. And, like, in her head, she's thinking, okay, well, he couldn't have done Jules, so he probably didn't do Casey because they're related. And then he was like, well, there was one year that he couldn't. And he said, I can't remember what happened, but it was...
The same year?
The same year. Yeah. I don't remember how he said it. He didn't say the year Casey went missing, but he said it was...
Probably, like, about 7 years ago.
About 7 years ago,
yeah.
I think is how he said it, yeah. And she was like, oh...
Weird.
And she's like, you don't know why he canceled? And he said, no. All I remember is I was really upset because, like, we have never canceled. That was always our thing. We've always done it. And she was like,
he killed your daughter. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not read it.
So then she's like talking, and she's like, oh, you remember going up to their family cabin for like a reunion, whatnot? And he was like, yeah. And she started asking him about that, and somehow come to find out he went up to that reunion late that year too.
Oh.
So that was his alibi for Casey. So then she's like, well, shit. Like, literally. She's like, now I've blown his alibis out of the water. I can't be in denial anymore. Like, he's done this.
He knows it. He at least knows something.
So she's like trying to contact Jenna because she thinks somebody has gotten to her. Because through the book, they have been warned
to
leave the cases alone and stuff like that. And so she's thinking somebody had made it to Jenna and like scared her off. So she shows up and Jenna's just like, "Oh no, I forgot." And she's being all weird and she knows like she's weird. She just
Yeah.
can't pinpoint what's going on. And she's like, "Did someone get to you?" And she's like, "No, no." And then she's like, "Well, Fun Zone guy's alibis are blown." She's like, he was in town for both Jules and Casey's disappearance." And she's like, "Oh, so are you gonna go talk to him?" And she's like, "Yeah, I have to." Well, Jenna doesn't end up going to that either. I don't remember why, but it's around the same time of year as they got taken. So he's at the reunion again. And she's like, at this point, she was trying not to blow up his life.
Yeah.
Because, he's got a wife, whatever. But at this point, she just wants answers. So she shows up at the family reunion. And they're all like, "Hey, Nick, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I need to talk to you."
That's such a little sister move.
I know. And he was like, "What?" And she was like, "Why did you stay in town the night of the reunion 7 years ago?" And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And so he was like grilling and he had somebody take over the grill and he went in there and she was like, "I know you were in town when Jules went missing, and I know you were in town when Casey went missing." And she's like, "I need answers." And he's like, "Listen, like, not what you're thinking. Like, chill out." Well, then wife comes in, and she's thinking wife doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. Wife had caught him, and she was like, the reason he didn't go on his fishing trip that year was because we were in marriage counseling. Because I had found them in the car. They were like doing it in the car in the back alley of the fun zone.
Oh, that's not a
Yeah.
good place to
Very
canoodle.
classy.
Very classy.
And she's like, "So we were at marriage counseling." She says, "So no, he was not, like, he was with me." And then she finds out that he had stayed back because Casey wanted to meet with him. She needed $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the wife was like, "We were going to meet with her." And she was like, "Why was she needing $10,000? Like,
Yeah, that's a
Casey wouldn't need $10,000. And they were like, "She didn't tell us why. That's just what she was demanding from us, to be quiet." And so Nick is like, "Okay, now I'm leaving here with more questions that
yeah.
than I had walking in." Obviously, he didn't do it. And now she's spinning again. And so she's trying to get in touch with Jenna. And Jenna's not answering Nick anymore, and it's really starting to freak her out. She's really worried like somebody has gotten to her and maybe like not only threatened her, but maybe like actually physically harmed her since they've
Yeah.
not stopped looking. So she sneaks over to her house, which was a whole thing in itself because she can't drive. So she had to do like an Uber, but then she wanted her bicycle because she didn't know her exact address. So she was
I
gonna
felt
have to
that.
drive around the neighborhood on her bike to try and find her.
I like to
So,
ride my bicycle.
and like the Uber driver was like, "What are you doing with that bike?" And she was like, "Listen, dude, I'll give you like
$100.
5 stars if you let me put my bike in the back of your car." And he was like, she's like, "Or I'll give you 0 right now." And he was like, "Okay, fine." So
Oh.
he lets her throw her bike in, and then she finally gets to her house. Well, she sees her like loading up in the car, and she's trying to figure out where she's going. And so instead of like confronting her, she like crawls in her car. And she obviously can't tell where she's going, but she knows she's been in the car for a good chunk of time. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. I know that's crazy. I've left you with her in like the trunk of a car, but
You gotta go read it.
you've got to
Or
read
listen.
it because like from there it's just like bam, 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 bam. Like when you find out where Jenna's going, and then I can't tell you. I will tell you. But like I literally was sitting there at my desk and was just like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
no." And it's just Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good twist. I did not see it coming whatsoever. And then it kind of leaves you hanging on the backside, even.
Really?
Like a little.
Not like a cliffhanger, but just
Not
like a
really
little,
like a cliffhanger, but like a, well, where's it go now?
like Verity.
Yeah,
Like
kinda. Yeah.
it wraps up,
Like it
but
wraps up, like everything wraps up, but at the same time it's like,
you still kind of have questions.
what? Like, and in fact, when I was reading the reviews, like a lot of people didn't like that. They were like, you went through all that and then you're just, I was fine with it. But it definitely was a good book. I'm very glad I listened to it. Um, it must not be a huge book because I think the reading hours was like 8 hours.
Oh, okay. So it's a standard,
Yeah.
or like 20 chapters, 25
Yeah.
chapters.
Language. It wasn't bad. Well, Nick's got a potty mouth. She does have a potty mouth.
Shocker.
So, and she's got the voice actor for her was a real rusky voice. So all of a sudden you'd hear that F word and you're just like, whoa! And
Woo! Just start it out there.
there it is. So, like, I mean,
What'd you say, like a 7th grader could read it?
probably. I mean,
Don't write mine rough language.
yeah. I mean, there was nothing sexual I mean, because they didn't go into details
Yeah.
other than they had a relationship. There's not even like it's not like a grisly murder or anything. I mean, they just go missing. And
Yeah, it's not like bloody scene, someone
no.
being
So like I would say if your 7th graders into like crime and podcasts and stuff, I would think it was a safe read for them. I wouldn't.
Because they said that's when reading starts to drop at 7th grade.
7th grade. That makes sense.
Yeah, because that's when you truly start getting into like hardcore text.
Uh-huh. Because Silas is
His has dropped some.
his is dropping some. I'm hoping it picks back up with summer.
Well, he
or
told me
school.
that he wants to read Mockingjay, so we gotta take him to the library. He wants to read Mockingjay, but he doesn't like the font that my book is in. Said it's too large.
Oh, you were the large print.
Mine was the large print, and he went, it's too large.
Well,
because
and then he was gonna borrow mine, but I have the special pretty ones.
Yeah, nope.
And my children aren't terrible with books, but they are definitely not good with books.
They're not great.
So
They tend to treat it better if it's not theirs.
yeah, and like if it was your pretty book, they'd
Yeah.
probably do just fine because they're terrified of you.
I don't know why either.
I
I've
don't
never
either. You
threatened
have
them.
never done anything, but I think they just know that your books,
Like it looks.
your books are life.
Well, yeah. And he's told me this is his goal. And I went,
But
well, we gotta make room so this can become the goal.
yeah. But and they know like they're like, well, Mom sets it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there are times I do set mine down.
I did see yours in the floor the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. But I paid for it.
I was gonna say, she won it in a contest, fair and square.
It's my book. But I would say 7th grade is fine if they're into that kind of genre. It was, like I said, overall a good book. I'm glad. I'm not gonna lie, it started out a little slow.
I've noticed a lot of crime stuff like that. It's almost
Yeah.
like I guess because a lot of crime stuff like that, it doesn't have a second book or a
Yeah.
third book, so they kind of start out having to explain everything to you and like characters and settings and places, and then it's like, hey, by the way, here is what happened.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Wow.
whoa,
Okay.
here's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty much the way this one was. It was like, because I'm not gonna lie, a couple chapters in, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to listen to this.
I've done that.
It wasn't even like the voice actor, the readers were fine. Like I didn't have a problem with them. It just, okay, their sisters are missing. Like, what's gonna happen here?
Jeez.
Let's do something. And then I was like, well, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, I need to keep reading. My count is dwindling.
Dude, mine
The
went
last
up.
3 months, I have only read 1 book a month.
There's 1 month I have 0 books.
That
It
is
was
not you.
0 books. And what's funny is I was reading, but I wasn't finishing books. So now I did finish a book. Like I said, I finished Assistant to the Villain. I'm almost done with Dark Hope. What's happened is that Dark Hope, it was a little slow in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, like, these people didn't even meet each other until chapter 10. And I was like, where are we going, y'all?
Yeah, what are we
Like,
doing?
where are we going? I'm so glad that you're fighting vampires and demons, but are you two gonna meet, or are you just gonna keep missing each other? It's a little annoying. And now there's a slight miscommunication between the two of them, and they keep bickering, and I'm like, this is not how this is supposed to go. They're supposed to be romantic. It's a romance. But no, they're getting on track. But I was just like, this is very... I was like, I was excited. So if you're coming to us from our podcast episode of Regretting You, hello!
Yes, welcome.
We had
That
a
was one
spike
of
in
my
that.
favorite ones.
Yeah, we had a spike in that because that's about to become a movie. Yay!
The trailer
I'm
dropped.
actually might go see it.
I want to go see it, I think.
And then the other book that is becoming a movie is Sunrise and Reaping.
Yes.
Yes.
They're doing that one.
They're doing that one. I think that's the only ones I've seen lately.
Yeah.
Did you know? I was looking through Netflix because every now and then I do this where I go through my Netflix account and I like delete stuff on my list that I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
Oh.
They did Uglies.
Did they?
Yeah, it's a movie.
That's a book I'd like to reread.
Yeah, like all the, Uglies,
'Cause I read
Pretties,
that in high school.
Specials. What's the other one? Ugly, Pretty, Special. I can't remember what the fourth one
I
is.
think it was just specials when I
Was
don't
okay.
even know that the fourth one was out when I
But
read it.
that book series is a Netflix movie. It's not a series. Extras. That's it.
Oh.
I knew there was one more. I was like, it's 4. Yeah, by Scott Westerfield.
Huh. I didn't know that was a show.
So
I know I've read Uglies and Pretties. I don't know if I ever made it to specials or extras. But it was my senior year of high school, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's 2006. That was more. Well, that's when the book came out. Sorry.
So I was reading it pretty.
That's a big book for you.
I was reading
Sorry,
it pretty
that sounds
early
very
on.
condescending. It's a.
I didn't even take it that way because I don't read big books.
It's a 448
Also,
page book.
I was a senior in high school, so no children or anything. So
yeah, but it goes Uglies, Pretties, Specials, Extras. I remember reading Uglies because you told me it was really cool. But I don't.
There was another one that I read. It wasn't the Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, but it was something like it.
What did I read? Gossip Girl, maybe?
Yeah, you did start Gossip. I remember you starting Gossip Girl.
Because that's usually why I never watched the show.
Yeah.
Because I did not like the way it. Yes, I read several of the Gossip Girls.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot though.
There's a lot.
But
yeah, it's right up there with Pretty Little Liars.
So I didn't. But
which is something I tried reading, and I think it's because I did it backwards, where I watched the show. I could not. First of all, I couldn't figure out which one was the first one. Then once I figured it out, I couldn't get into it. I don't know. I kept picturing
the people in the show.
And some of them are very different.
I think I would have that problem too. You've given me some. I don't know if those are what order they're in or not. I've not even looked at them really.
And then I remember I read Vampire Diaries before it came out as a movie, or sorry, TV show. And I had so many issues with that. I was like, okay, she doesn't have a little brother who's like 6 feet tall and looks like a man. I said she has like a 10-year-old little sister. Because Damon is always threatening to kill her. I didn't like finish the series. I made it halfway through the series. She does kind of like play pit brother against brother. That was kind of accurate. Also, she's a blonde with blue eyes. Yeah. So like her, I mean, she looks fine. I'm not right. It made sense after a while, but yeah, like she and her sister are like both blonde with blue eyes, and they're like, she's the pretty cheerleader, peppy, not the moody.
See, and I've not read, so I'm a weirdo. I've not watched Vampire Diaries, but I've watched the originals. But I love the originals.
I love the originals, but I've not read the books.
I have not read the books. I need to go back and watch the book.
You know what was a TV show I was really surprised? That was actually really good. And Disney Plus did it really, really well. And that was the Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah?
It was pretty good. First of all, it's got the guy that plays Ross, David Schwimmer.
Oh.
It was a pretty good little show.
See, we've always watched the movies, but we've not watched any of the show.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
We might have to do that. I'm currently holding my children off from decorating for fall.
Yeah. I am too.
So.
I'm holding off. Like,
Honestly, there
not-
might be some leaves that break out next week.
I don't think I'm there just yet, but I will say once we hit September,
September is fair game. It's game on.
it's a burr month. Game on. Well, that is today's episode and book. I hope you enjoyed it. I think Ashley Flowers might become a person for me because I love her podcast. So,
see, I'm a crime junkie, but I don't think I've ever listened to Crime Junkie.
every now and then it pops up on mine and I just let it go. Like,
I might have to
yeah.
check her out.
And she's on something else too that I listen to.
Mm.
So, yeah, so she might become somebody I might start reading.
Yep, this one's a good one.
Remember to put in the comment if you think rereading books should count towards your reading goal. We really want to know your opinion. So don't forget to do that, whether you listen or if you watch. We don't care which. We check all of them. Please do that because we want to know. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday and an awesome week. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.